Hi, it's Christine from Moonshine Safari and
Anthony from Moonshine Safari.
Woo!
Y'all.
We are up to chapter 17 in the Outlander books, and we are comparing the books versus the series. And as a reminder, we have spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you should stop listening, but you do want to be spoiled, so you should listen.
Get spoiled.
Get spoiled. Okay, just as a reminder, last time it was the day after the wedding, and it was very much a Bom-Chicka-Wow plus getting to know you plus more backstory for the whole series. And so this is kind of a little bit more of the same.
In the series, what they should have done is put like that Bom-Chicka-Wow porn music to like bagpipes. That would have been a riot.
I wonder if you could tell, because I have a hard time hearing some of the melodies.
They could use like a wah-wah pedal.
They could.
I'm sure they're electric bagpipes.
I was gonna say I'm gonna try to see if I can find that would be fun.
Please don't Google
Bom-Chicka-Wow bagpipes.
No, bagpipe porn music. Don't do that.
Oh yeah.
That'll mess up all
I wouldn't
your
recommend it. I was actually thinking more along the lines of figuring out how to create it myself. Anyway, so they were definitely hearing the bagpipe porn music the last time, and this is more of the same. So they get up the next day and decide that they are going to go do some more exploring.
Frank who? Oh, sorry. I had to sneeze. Oh, sorry.
Frank who? Do some more exploring around the area, around the village that they were staying in for the wedding, etc. And so as they're leaving, everyone's gone. The watch that had shown up the day before and scared Claire, the clansmen are gone, and Jamie notes that the watch went one way, which means that the clan probably went the other. Because wherever the watch is not means that the clan can probably find some unattended cattle for more cattle raiding, which they like to do.
Yeah. The unattended behind someone's gate kind of cattle.
Yes, exactly.
Those kind.
They don't belong to anybody. They're just out there. So he also notes that the watch went to the town that he was supposed to meet this deserter who is supposed to potentially help him clear his name. Claire and him talk a little bit about that. He says he wouldn't have gone there by himself anyway. He thinks he would have taken at least Murtaugh or maybe even sent Murtaugh with him. And Claire's actually a little bit surprised because she didn't realize how much Jamie actually does trust Murtaugh. And she finds out that Murtaugh is actually Jamie's godfather. And so she's again surprised. She thinks, well, isn't he a Mackenzie? And probably distantly a Mackenzie, but he's more of a Fraser clan person. So that's kind of a big deal, and she didn't know that.
He took his shot when he knocked her out in the very beginning.
He did. It's true.
Murtaugh took his shot.
He did not thrown away his shot. So actually, when Jamie was going to come back from France after the whole axe in his head thing, he actually asked Murtaugh to be with the Mackenzie clansmen because he didn't want to be with them by himself. So he's not a fool. He tried to protect himself as much as possible, even though he knew he had to go in with the Mackenzies, especially since he wonders who hit him in the head with the axe.
Maybe Murtaugh did, since he likes to hit people in the head.
He does like to hit people in the head. He got Claire.
Maybe he did that to knock some sense into Jamie about Claire.
He knocked out Blackjack too.
See?
Remember?
It was him. I bet it was him.
It was totally him.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was Murtaugh this whole time.
It wasn't Dougal, it was Murtaugh.
He's been suspecting
He was trying to protect Jamie from that wild English woman and her
He's like, no, you can't.
witchy ways.
You can't go meet this
Right.
witchy woman. Anyway, so they're finding some more nature stuff, of course, and Bom-Chicka-Wow is natural too. But anyway, there's a bird that was crying, and it's some kind of bird. I don't remember the type of bird they said it was, but Jamie took care of it really carefully, and he said that legend said that the bird, this particular bird, when it cries, has the soul of young mothers who die in childbirth. Isn't that lovely? And that they're crying for the babies that they left behind. That's the worst thing ever. Okay, that's just awful. But so he does, because he's very steeped in superstition and stuff like that, and so he does his sign of the cross and all that. And then they talk a little bit about when his mother died, because his mother died in childbirth when Jamie was 8. So he talks a little bit about taking refuge in the forest. He tells her it's a smart place to go because you can always tell if there's trouble by how the birds and other creatures in the forest act if someone is around. They're going to go quiet. You're going to know if they're chirping and they're going about their normal business. It's usually a good sign that probably you're in a good place. So it's a good place for him to take refuge. And it's very funny because he is always worried about protection. That's just his whole outlook is bent on how to protect himself, how to protect his family, etc. So this is a conversation that's very similar to the book. He's talking to Claire and he's saying, I wanted to ask you if it's always like this, and he tries not to be rude and say, yeah, she would know because she's been with a lot of men, but obviously she's been with more people than he has. And he wants to know if it's always this essentially he doesn't say it this way, but essentially he's saying, is it always this passionate? And because he says he's just full of passion. Well, you know what he's full of, but
He's full of passion.
he's full of passion.
He's a young man who has just
gotten married.
done it.
Right. For the first time.
And wants to do it
He wants to do it a lot more.
forever. A lot. As much as he can.
And so what she actually says is it's similar, but essentially she agrees that no, it's not normally like this. This is kind of a surprise to her too, Frank who.
This is going to be like for about the first 3 months, and things are going to kind of peter off a little bit. And, you know, then you become normal in a normal thing, or you don't.
Then they're
anyway,
anyway,
let's go back to, you didn't tell what kind of bird it was. I had to look it up.
Oh, I did not tell
I can't
what kind
believe
of bird it was.
those are like details you need. So
Okay.
it's called a plover.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, I know it's right because I'm reading it.
Okay.
It mentions a plover, and the Jamie whispered a blessing to one,
Yes.
relating it to the folk belief that they hold the souls of young mothers who died in childbirth. So it's a plover. I've never
That's so
heard of
sad.
a plover.
That's just so sad
It's
to say
pretty
it that
sad.
way.
It
But-
is. But he blessed it.
But he did bless it, and he did his thing and all that stuff.
It's a shorebird. It's like that. I know you can see it.
I could, yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah. Maybe, if you ask real nicely,
I'll go
Christine
find
will
it.
put one up there on the video
Oh,
for
fine
you.
one. No problem.
Then you can see what it looks like. Anyway.
Pretty cool. So after this conversation about if it's always this passionate, they surprisingly have some Bom-Chicka-Wow time. It's shocking. Who would have thought that was going to happen? But yeah, it does happen. And so then they are doing some more hiking, and he takes her to this out-of-the-way place. It's kind of up in the mountains, and it's a place that you wouldn't go there unless you knew it was there. It was sort of a flattened place that he's able to kind of show her. It's higher, and he's able to kind of show her a large area. And while they're there, he pulls her down really fast, and an arrow whizzes by her. And they get scared, and it turns out that it is a man that he knows from before. It's a beggar. His name is Hugh Monroe. So Hugh Monroe, turns out, he explains to Claire, was a man that had been captured by the Turks and tortured in order for him to convert, and he refused. And because he refused, they tortured him more. I mean, part of the torture was just part of what they did. And then part of it was they wanted him to convert, and he didn't. And because he didn't, they cut out his tongue. So he can no longer speak normally, and he's allowed to beg in several different parishes and towns because of the fact that he refused to convert. So he's a beggar, but it's like his profession in essence.
They also poured hot oil over his legs.
They poured hot oil over his legs. They cut out his tongue. He's really been through the ringer, the poor guy.
So messed up.
And he has been married now for 6 months.
And now he's out there shooting arrows at random people.
He has, well, it was funny because they said if he would have wanted to hit her, he would have hit her. So he was just trying to basically make his presence known.
That's the way a man that doesn't have a tongue tries to hit on somebody. So
just got married.
out there in the Highlands.
He just got married. He's only married 6 months.
Who?
Hugh.
Oh, Hugh's only been married too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just newly married.
Oh, they're both newly married.
They are newly married.
Wow.
And
They can go
so
to cruise together.
he brings a little bit of news about the potential person that's helping clear Jamie's name. He is somebody that Jamie does trust very much. So he's somebody that Jamie holds in high esteem. They do a little sign language, which is kind of cool. It turns out as you go through that this is kind of a plot point. Jamie is really good at languages. He's really good at picking up languages, all kinds of languages. As you go through the books, you're going to find out he starts picking them up like fast when he meets people. So he can actually do some of the sign language with Hugh Monroe, which is kind of cool.
Especially the language of love.
It's a language of love. So basically, this is kind of how the chapter ends. They go back to the inn after they've had this day of nature and Bom-Chicka-Wowing, which is part of the nature of Frank Who. And they end the day with some more Bom-Chicka-Wow back in the inn, and it's very muchly. And that's kind of how that chapter ends. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an episode the next time, because I think the chapter kind of goes along right along with this episode. So that's probably when it's going to be. If you want to see any, or hear, I should say, any of the past episodes, check out MoonshineSafari.com. We got a lot of cool Highlander stuff. I keep saying that. Doggone it. We got Outlander stuff. And by the way, I always did like Highlander, so that's really easy for me to say. But we also have some other stuff, and you might like it. Check it out. We
Also,
appreciate
this
it.
might be the episode you listen to, and if you like drinking games, this would be the one. So every time she says Bom-Chicka-Wow, take a drink. And if you don't drink alcohol, that's okay. Drink water. You'll be very hydrated by the end of this
You will
episode.
be so hydrated. Well,
You
they
will.
Bom-Chicka-Wow a lot.
There you go. See, there's another one.
They do it a lot. Anyway, so we will check in with you next time. Please check out our previous episodes and like, share, subscribe. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
MoonshineSafari.com.
Bye.